This is a podcast by the Business Times, presented by UOB.
Since the onset of the pandemic in 2019, SMEs in Singapore have been grappling with numerous headwinds, such as rising global interest rates, labor costs and availability, inflation, and supply chain disruptions, and the list goes on. And with raised costs for businesses across Singapore as of July 2023, over 100 companies have wound up. So many SMEs are looking to optimize their operations through digitalisation. In fact, 32% of SMEs are looking to reduce business spending, optimize operational efficiency through technology this year. But only 36% of local SMEs have actually made the leap. So for more insights, we speak to Shannon Lung, Senior Vice President and Head of UOB FinLab. Welcome to the Business Times Future of Finance podcast, Shannon.
Hey, Howie. Thanks for having me on the show.
So let's talk about you guys at UOB as well. Did an outlook study for 2023, and companies in Singapore, you've noted, generally fare better than their regional counterparts in managing, say, those supply chain challenges, but fewer of them take actions in stabilizing their supply chain. Few of them have digitalized their processes. So you already started to support SMEs in Singapore in their digitalization efforts even before the pandemic, right?
Thanks for that question. Just to give you some background, as the name suggested, when we started off in our journey in 2015, we focused a lot on helping startups in the fintech space to help them drive business growth and also greater innovation. We ran 2 cohorts and supported 15 startups that benefited from our acceleration program. And in total, we have helped them raise $50 million with a total valuation of $300 million. And fast forward to 2018, we saw a big push towards digitalization efforts in Singapore and across the region to better support our SMEs. We saw the immense potential and value in supporting SMEs as they are the backbone of ASEAN, making a majority of all businesses in the region. We then pivoted our focus to support digitalization of SMEs using our tried and tested methodology from our FinTech Accelerator days. We began these efforts in Singapore in 2018 and very quickly expanded across the region, launching programs in Thailand and Malaysia in 2019. But unfortunately, we had to take a break because of COVID. But at the moment, borders open. Very happy to share in 2023, this year alone, we managed to open up 2 new markets, Vietnam and Indonesia. So we're now present in 5 countries in ASEAN. So how do we support the SMEs, you may want to ask? So we do that kind of support through various type of programs, right? And also access to a range of business and technology experts, as well as tools and content through our FinLab Online, which is our community website. The program supports the SMEs and startup community in developing solutions, assisting the community to go digital to increase business competitiveness. And the programs can come from a single 1 to 2 days kind of masterclasses, or our signature program will go up to even 8 weeks. The try and tested model that I was sharing with you a bit earlier, which is the Learn, where we work with knowledge providers to come in to give that kind of knowledge and to match them with good solution providers out there. Through the methodology, we want to make sure SMEs get the best out of the program.
Also included in your program is industry experts, right? I'm sure, because some people feel, I don't need a lecturer to tell me what to do.
Correct.
If you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
But given their nature, SMEs, right, they really need strength in numbers type of approach. And you guys have been doing that over at UOB FinLab, facilitating those partnerships and collaborations, getting academics to come in and talk to them about digital transformation.
Kind of helping really to bring in the community together, fostering that true collaboration that really drives innovation. And one concept we actually believe in at UOB FinLab is open innovation. It means really bringing together different partners, such as the academia, tech solution providers, to come in to really become the subject matter expert, not just coming in to sell to you the solutions, but no, coming in really to talk about how the industry is shaping, how things are moving, and how they can help SMEs to transform. And most importantly, we will also talk about the government agencies, because they will come in with the right support, like for example, grants to help them improve their productivity. And the last bit is actually the bank. We have been helping and working with SMEs for so many years, and our current resources will definitely be able to support the SMEs in terms to help them drive their growth and also their digitalization efforts. But before we do all this, it's important to align the objective with our partners, because before we commit to a program, we need to ensure what is the outcome that we want to deliver and the outcome that we want to see for the SMEs. Because different SMEs requires different support, and we ascertain this to identify the relevant partnerships and collaborations required to meet the SMEs' objectives.
Yeah, because for sure not one size fits all, right? So there's a measure of bespoking the solutions.
That's right.
Still to come, more on how SMEs are getting help from UOB FinLab as they digitalize, as they embark on world domination. More in a moment.
This episode of Future of Finance is presented by UOB. And now, back to our podcast.
We're speaking to Shannon Lung, Senior Vice President and Head UOB FinLab. Shannon, we were talking about some of the challenges SMEs face as they head towards digitalization, it becoming such a necessity today, right? No longer a nice to have. So let's say it's all said and done. Hunky-dory, SMEs are digitalized, they're embarking on that world domination. What are some of the long-term strategies, though, as technology and the world continues to evolve?
Our strategy is simple. We need to continue to understand the evolving technological needs of SMEs and identify the ways in which UOB FinLab can support these SMEs in staying relevant and operationally competitive. During our programs, we do share with SMEs, even though they have digitalized or they're embarking on that journey, it's very important to always put a sum for a reinvestment, right? Because technological advancement will always change and there's always a need to so-called upgrade and so on as well.
But challenging for SMEs, right? They always say cash flow problems.
That is where the government will come in to kind of support as well, right? There are great available grants out there that can help SMEs in this, not for the short term, but for the long term as well. On top of that, the bank also works with a couple of government agencies to provide some of these solutions at them at very affordable pricing as well. So at the end of the day, we are committed to identify and collaborate with new existing partners to tap on this collective knowledge and resources and to build a strong and robust ecosystem to support the SMEs in Singapore across the region, not just for the short term and definitely for the long term.
Shannon, how did you allay some of the fears and concerns SMEs brought to you about embarking on digitalization? I mean, I can't imagine why, given it's become such a necessity, right, in today's tech-driven world.
I think that's a very good and relevant question, Howie. Everything that is new will kind of invoke some form of fear, right? So imagine yourself going down to a furniture shop to pick up a new piece of furniture. And when you try to open up the furniture, the only thing that they give you is a piece of manual and maybe an Allen key. But what do you do
just
with it?
words,
Words, right? They will try to help you with it, telling you the right instruction, A goes here, B goes there, C here, and so on and stuff like that. But is that enough? Is that enough to then say that, oh, that is really something that I can just read and then make a transformation for the SME for themselves? So how we looked at it at UOB FinLab is we try to break it down for the SMEs by putting more, perhaps, images to the existing manual, by putting in maybe some form of video, some guidelines for them to then say that, hey, don't worry, we're here to help you. We will bring in the right relevant partners from academia, from the tech solution providers and everything, and we'll put your best interests forward. So by doing all this together, we hope that the support we give them can actually make their journey more seamless to then transform to be a more digital savvy company.
So like a 101. And I'm sure many SMEs have gone through it successfully, right? Tell us a success story.
Yeah, I think there are quite a bit of examples that we do have, but maybe I just point you to one or two that kind of resonate quite well with. We do like to work with communities, interesting community that we work with, and we have a partnership with them. They're called Mums at Work. Community is there to set up to help mompreneurs to drive their digital effort and helping them to also get back to work. Or how do they even plan their work and also their personal life together, right? Because they're all mompreneurs. So what we did was we actually created a curated program for them to help them to build digital capabilities through hands-on workshop and networking with fellow mompreneurs and so on. We do see a very good success rate out of this. It was quite a balance of cohorts actually. We ran 2 cohorts, each about close to about 40. And throughout the 2 programs, we do notice that there were quite a bit of tech adoptions at the end of the day, especially in the area of digital payments, which will help them to actually improve their revenue streams and better manage their cash flow. Because as a mompreneur, it's a need to better manage their cash flow when they're in and out of the office, managing their kids and family and trying to juggle the whole thing. So it's important to ensure that they have that kind of proper management. Another group that we supported, it was called the Arts Community, which we work very closely with the National Art Council. It's a collaboration for 3 years, and we ran the first acceleration program for the arts. It was set up by UOB FinLab to help SMEs in the arts sector to strengthen and build their business and digital capabilities, especially after coming out from the pandemic. So what is really next for them? So we wanted to make sure that we also brought in the knowledge partner to also help them to manage their financials potentially better as well, because we never know what's going to happen again. But what we did also was we tried to push the envelope a little bit. We worked with companies like Meta to actually speak to them, actually to also showcasing how the metaverse can also support them in the future. So this was also quite a bit of interesting take-up as well in terms of interest. So we also continue to follow up to see whether we potential shift in them in terms of how they will run some of their shows today, whether or not adoption such technology will also support them.
Oh, that's interesting, the arts community. What about in the region?
Since we've run these programs across the region since 2018, quite happy to share that more than 3,000 digital solutions adoptions has been adopted throughout the years and across the region.
Shannon, thank you so much for your insights today. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much, Howie. Good to be on the show.
We've been speaking to Shannon Lung, Senior Vice President and Head UOB FinLab. I'm Howie Lim. We look forward to sharing more in the next episode as you navigate the future of finance.
This episode of Future of Finance was presented by UOB. Find more BT podcasts at businesstimes.com.sg/podcasts. Or wherever you get your podcasts. This podcast is meant to provide general information only. SPH Media accepts no liability for loss arising from any reliance on the podcast or use of third parties' products and services. Please consult professional advisors for independent advice.